Hello and welcome to another episode of Mildly Informed with me, Richie Firth, and him, Chris Skinner. Our sole aim to inform you mildly as to how our week has gone. Chris, how are you?
I literally can't remember what I did an hour ago. It's been that crazy a week. I think it might be the fact that last week, as you heard on the show, I think I was still drunk on the programme.
You were?
And it's this festive period. I think it's just constant topping up. The days I don't drink, I eat 6 mince pies. It's only December the 4th as we record this right now. Something's got to give, and I think it's going to be my waistline. I'm going to struggle through this.
I love mince pies, and yesterday I discovered ice-topped mince pies rather than the pastry-topped mince pies. I've only ever normally gone for pastry-topped mince pies, and I bought a pack of ice ones yesterday. They were divine.
You mean like icing sugar? Like
No, like a fondant icing. So there was no pastry lid. There was fondant icing on top of the mince mix.
I feel really conflicted here. One, I cannot believe this is not a proper official review in the show. Two, I think if one of us is not the voice of tradition, it's me. I'm always the one, no, do things different, it's fine, don't rest on your laurels, and you're the one who likes to stand up for traditions. However, I feel a little bit triggered about you mentioning such a product. And I'm gonna have to give it a try, but I feel extremely uncomfortable with it.
It's really good. I love to dunk a mince pie, and that is probably why. Yeah. Cup of
In
tea
what?
in a tea. Cup of tea.
So you get like bits of mincemeat floating around in the tea?
No, you don't at all. If you think about a shortbread biscuit, and you're dunking it in a cup of tea, you don't then the biscuit absorbs the tea. So it's not going to go past the pastry. The tea's going to absorb it. The mince meat will never get into it.
You've got to have a hell of a lot of faith in the quality of that mince pie. That can only be dunked with one you're very familiar with.
We are 2 minutes into this episode and we're reviewing something that we're not actually reviewing. So what does that say about what is to come?
I think it says it's going to be an absolute banger of a show. And why don't you kick off the formal proceedings by reviewing something for us, Rich?
Chris, I'm very happy to be alive in 2025, but if I had to experience Christmas in a different time, I wish that I lived in Dickensian times.
Why? So you could pay your local impoverished child a penny to fetch you some food?
I live in a little Hertfordshire town called Ware, and in the first week of December every year on the Friday night, the town closes the high street for the evening, and the town transforms itself into Dickensian times. And this Friday is Dickensian night in Ware, and it's one of my favourite nights of the year. And it does make me think that Dickensian times was probably the greatest time to have experienced Christmas.
All right, Daily Mail. Let's think about this for a second. First of all, is there any specific reason why your hometown does the Dickensian thing? Is there like was an element of Martin Chuzzlewit based there or something? And how long has it been doing this for?
I know two things about my hometown. One, it is the site of the Great Bed of Ware. That was the great bed, the giant bed that belonged to King Henry VIII. So the Great Bed of Ware exists from Ware. That is fact number one. Fact number two is more of recent times, and that is per capita in the UK, Pornhub has the highest number of subscribers in Ware compared to the population of said town.
Well, that is interesting. The two facts are about a bed and about pornography.
Which is why I want to take away from such mucky modern times and go to the times of Dickensian times. Now, obviously, Dickensian times come from Charles Dickens. They weren't necessarily
Yep.
of a moment of history. It's just the time that he was around and what he was writing about. But when you
Where the
think
only things that were stiff were the upper lips.
when you think about you think about the one of the most classic Christmas tales, and that of Scrooge, penned by Dickens himself, and how cherished that has been in literary circles, to the extent that the Muppets covered A Christmas Carol. I don't whether you cover something, I don't know, but
Let's
when it's
go
a
with
book. But the message is just so simple, and it's I do think that the message of A Christmas Carol holds firm in 2025 as much as it did in Dickensian times. And there's something very wholesome about it. I love walking down the high street on Dickensian night and having mulled wine and seeing the local estate agents turned into Dickensian times, with gentlemen with long beards and top hats serving mulled wine.
I mean, this sounds mad. It sounds like a Christmas market on acid. Why? When did the guys in the estate agents grow their long beards?
No, they're wigs. Well, no, they're not wigs. They're like fake beards. They're
Merkins.
like they've been doing this
It's
as
a
long.
ball-up thing.
They've been doing this as long as I have lived here. In fact, we have had these special Dickensian nights before it became vogue to have like German markets in every single town centre of every single town. We were doing this first.
Yeah. Well, Germany was doing it first.
Well, yeah, they were doing their thing, but they ain't got Dickens, have they?
No, that's a good point. So you're going to go down there on Friday night. You're going to have some very English mulled wine.
Correct.
And you're going to look at men with merkins selling houses. And
I don't think you're taking this seriously.
it sounds great. If I lived in Ware, I'd be there.
I am going to give transporting myself to the times of Dickens, which is basically what I'm reviewing. I'm going to give it 5 stars because the time of Dickens is way better than 2025. And I wish I was alive during it.
We haven't even got into that debate. And I think that is probably an hour-long show. Do you have a goose for Christmas?
No, I've ordered a turkey.
You don't regularly have goose, the Christmas dinner of wealthy Dickensian people.
I did have a goose during COVID. Christmas Day on the COVID Christmas was a goose. Yeah. No, it wasn't actually. It wasn't. It was a duck.
Okay. They're
one and the same.
I actually think goose tastes halfway between a duck and a turkey.
Hang on, I'm getting confused. It was goose fat in the potatoes.
I have to say, I drank a lot in COVID as well.
Chris, what's been going on with you this week?
I've been watching telly, Rich, and I have found a TV show that I bloody love. Now, I'm not going to be breaking new ground for many people here. I think it is getting a bit of hype, but I want to join the hype machine and convince you maybe and other people to watch the show. And that is Pluribus. Have you heard of this?
I've heard of it. I've not heard of it. I've seen it written down, thought it was pronounced Pluribus, but I'm aware of it.
Okay. I heard someone reviewing it recently and they gave a bit too much away. So I'm going to be careful with what I say here because I don't want to give anything away.
Could I ask on behalf of the audience for you to give me a DVD selling of the show? So what I mean by that is the title of the show and then one sentence that might then make me think, oh yeah, I'll pick this up from Blockbuster.
Pluribus, from that guy Watt wrote Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, starring Rhea Seehorn from Better Call Saul. He takes everything that you loved about the production style of that, but sticks it in a crazy high concept sci-fi series
Oh no!
where, hang on, where she becomes the only person in the world who doesn't think like everybody else.
Oh, that might have saved it. So my immediate gut reaction was when you said it was from the guy who did Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, Vince Gilligan,
Yep.
I'm thinking, okay, right, I'm in because I loved those shows. And then when you said Rhea Seehorn, she was amazing as Kim Wexler in Better Call Saul. So now I'm really in. And then you said it's sci-fi, and a part of me, well, you would have heard it died.
It's not spaceships. It's not spaceship sci-fi. It's not Star Trek type sci-fi.
So are we talking sort of more like what's that Apple TV one that's good, but it's
Yes, it is. You're thinking of Severance.
yes, I am that kind of
It's
sci-fi.
that kind of, yes, absolutely. Imagine if, because the production style is very similar to Breaking Bad, it is Breaking Bad meets Severance. That's your DVD. There we go. Now we're getting there.
That's it. Now you got it.
Now
you
we're
got
getting there. Yeah.
Oh, right. What platform's it on? I'm watching this.
It's also on Apple TV.
Is it? Right.
I think 5 episodes of it are already out. It is the first episode genuinely feels like it's going to be a horror show. It's like genuinely like, oh my God, is this going to be a bit too scary and mad? But he just, because he has that ability, just keeps it on the, just when you think things are going to get really, really dark, there's just something quite funny or weird that happens. And then it gets much, not to say it gets lighter is not fair from then on, but my theory, and again, I'm reluctant to give too much away. It feels very like someone is trapped in an AI hellscape. Like it feels really like, I don't think Vince Gilligan likes ChatGPT, is what I'm saying. But you don't have to read anything into that. Apple TV doesn't do the whole box set, drop everything at once. And that really annoys me, never more so than this series, where I just want to watch it all.
No. You see, that's where I am on the side of Apple TV. I'm not a fan of everything being dropped at once.
You like binging multiple episodes in a night. You've admitted that on this show.
When it's out there already, yes. But when you've got something new, we live in greedy times, Chris. And I think we need, as a people, to be rationed. We need to have something to look forward to.
Is this going back to the Dickens stuff?
I don't. Well, yeah. Dickens was right. I don't like gluttonous consumption. It's fun to be able to have to wait for something and be like, oh, that was an amazing episode of Pluribus. I really can't, what's going to happen to that lady? Oh, well, find out next week on Pluribus. That's how life normally works. You can't just gorge yourself on TV.
All right, okay. Well, I give Pluribus 1 star.
Why?
Because they don't drop every single episode at once.
You're being stubborn now. That's not what you were going to give it. Surely, you the way you were raving and excited, this sounds like it was going to be a big review.
I'm sad that I can't watch more of it, Rich.
You're being truculent.
I am being truculent.
If you're sad that you can't watch more of it, then surely that is north of 3 stars.
I can tell you now, once I've watched every single episode, it will get 5 stars.
But right now, you're giving it...
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. What shall I give it, Rich? I've never asked you. Last week, you were just reviewing my review. So now, come on, tell me what I should give it.
3.
Okay, I'll give it 4.
That's you in a nutshell, not doing what someone else is saying. You are Pluribus. You don't think like the rest of us. You'd get on with her. And I've not even seen it.
I would love to do that. It's really great. It's genuinely great, Rich. Watch it.
I will. I'll just have to go and buy an iPad first.
Let's listen to an advert that may include an advert for AI. What was your favourite advert then, Rich?
I liked that advert for Waitrose.
Oh, we're doing all right if we've got Waitrose ads.
I mean, we'll all have to have a listen back to see what ad that actually was, and it will be an indication of how we're doing.
Here's probably another dildo advent calendar. Rich, what else is going on with you?
Chris, this week I've installed a new piece of tech at home. Done it completely myself.
Is it the meat prodder? Has he got a new meat prodder?
I haven't got. I don't need a new meat product. I'm so looking forward to Boxing Day when I am doing a turkey, as discussed, for the family, and I'm going to be using the product in front of everybody. My electronic probe. But no, that's not the new piece of tech because you don't need to install a meat probe. I have self-installed without that. What are you laughing at? I don't understand.
I just never thought we'd get to the place where you insisted that you don't have to install a meat probe.
I'm telling you, if you install your meat probe, you're doing it without any romance whatsoever.
I've never used one.
I've got a new Ring doorbell.
Oh, the Amazon things that you stick on the front door.
They're not Amazon things that you stick on the front door. They are a video doorbell. They may be owned by Amazon, but the way you've just said that is very dismissive. By the way, I've snuffed out your mood tonight. Your mood tonight is dismissive of everything that I'm saying.
All right. Okay. Rich, I'm really pleased that you've got a new bit of tech that you like.
Thank you.
I would like you to talk me through it in a moment, but first, quick snap opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Is it better or worse than the meat prodder?
God. Well, you can't compare it. I mean, you can't. They're two completely different devices.
You got to get rid of one.
I'd get rid of the meat probe because I did a good Sunday roast before I got the meat probe. This has just improved it. Whereas we didn't have a doorbell. And now I've got a doorbell.
You didn't have any doorbell?
Didn't have any doorbell, no. On every take. Oh, no. No knocker.
How did people get into your house?
Well, on every single takeaway order, I had to add a delivery note that said, "We have no doorbell, please knock loudly."
Okay. I can see why this is going to get a 5-star review now.
Yeah, and I've been in this house for nearly 8 years, I think. 8 years without a doorbell. So we've gone from no doorbell to a doorbell that comes up on my phone that I can answer if I'm at work in Soho, that I can speak to the person at the door. Oh, Chris, it's incredible. It's absolutely incredible.
What'd you say to them?
Hello, we're not in right now, but could you just leave that behind the wheelie bin at the side of the house? Thank you.
Sorry, that's not a company policy. I need to leave it with a person.
Well, we're not in right now.
Do you have a neighbour I can leave it with?
Yes, Gary.
Where does Gary live?
Next door, because he's the neighbour. That's where they live.
Hey, neighbour. Gary's not in. I've already been to his house.
Go the other side.
What's their name?
Well, I probably shouldn't give their name out because then you'd be able to triangulate it, and it's GPDR. I've already given out the name of one neighbour, or have I? They might not be called Gary.
I'm going to have to take this parcel away with me.
Well, don't, because we'll be home in an hour.
I'm not waiting for an hour. I've got to go now. I've got to do 130 parcels, as you know from the every episode.
I'll pay you £50.
Nope. 100 I'll stay.
Yeah.
Deal.
Thank you.
Does the Ring doorbell unlock the door?
No.
That's the next thing.
No.
Ring doors. The whole door is part of the same system.
Let me open the Ring app. And by the way, no money has passed between me and the Ring Corporation because they do other stuff as well. So,
I'm sorry. As soon as you said Ring Corporation, I was immediately reminded of Pornhub again.
You can buy accessories. You can buy a special chime for it because at the moment the doorbell only alerts the phone. So you need to have your phone in the house. So you can buy a chime that would chime somewhere like in the kitchen.
Dung, ding, dung. Is that how it goes? Yeah.
Yep. You can buy just Ring cameras that aren't doorbells, that are just basically just cameras for security purposes. You can buy Ring lights. Chris, it's great. It's like a smart home.
There's someone who does like a Dragon's Den, but with a ring, isn't there? Like you've got like 30 seconds to pitch your idea in like a Ring doorbell.
I
So
think that's a
imagine
great idea.
they go up and they press like ding dong and like, hi Richie, it's Chris. I'd like to pitch you my idea, and you're like, go on then. And it's like it's like a Ring doorbell, but without like the privacy issues,
Hmm.
and it also is actually the whole door as well.
Hold
So it's
on,
a full
hold on, hold
security
on, hold on.
package.
That's a loaded statement. What do you mean without the privacy issues?
I'm sure you looked into them thoroughly before you bought it.
What privacy issues?
You know, all the personal details and security concerns,
Like what?
like about everything. They know everything.
No, they don't. It's a doorbell.
Everything.
It's a doorbell. No, 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 no. I'm not having that. I'm not having that. I have discovered one thing as a result of the last couple of days of the doorbell being installed, and that concerns my wife. There is a certain night of the week where she takes our son to Beavers. Now, Beavers is 4-minute walk away,
Mhm.
4-minute walk away. And I'd always assumed that they did that 4-minute walk together, lovely little activity off to Beavers, and then go and walk to pick him up at the end. Because of the doorbell, so it doesn't just alert me on the phone when someone has pressed the doorbell, it alerts me if there is movement, if it senses movement
Yeah.
outside the front of the house. And it alerted me that there was movement. So I had a look and I thought, oh, I wonder what's going on here. Might be Gary walking by, if that
Or
was
the other
name of my
neighbour.
neighbour, or the other neighbour. Or indeed it might be Gary if that is his name. No, it wasn't. It was my wife getting in the car with Rocco to drive him to Beavers.
Natalie.
I challenged her on this, and it turns out she assures me that I was unlucky enough to catch her on the only time she's ever driven him to to Beavers.
All right, my love.
Oh, chinny chin chin. But aside from that, I think it's fantastic. I think it's absolutely fantastic. It's the future.
I am so happy that you finally have a doorbell.
I get the feeling that you are a cynic. I remember us talking on a previous podcast that we did about number plate recognition and such like. And you're one of these people who gets uppity about privacy, aren't you?
I like to walk around in my fishnet stockings and gimp mask without anyone knowing.
But you can do that if you want.
Not with your Ring doorbell.
Of course you can.
Well, I used to be able to do it out the front of your house.
I am of the opinion, much as I am with number plate recognition,
Yep.
and ring
And here we go. If
doorbells.
you've got nothing to hide,
If you've got nothing,
to fear.
exactly that,
Yeah,
exactly
yeah,
that. If
I
you've
know
got
that
nothing to
line.
hide, and look, the moment we start talking about this,
Yeah.
what are you doing again? Back on the defensive. Back on the defensive. Chris, back in your face, Skinner. Chris, back on the defensive, Skinner. Says to me, you've got something to hide.
If I do have something to hide, that's my prerogative.
Well, there you go. You obviously have.
I don't believe in the nanny state, mate.
Ring doorbells, 5-star review.
Excellent news. Good for you.
Chris, what have you been up to this week that you're trying to hide from everyone?
I went down an internet wormhole that I'd like to share with you.
There you go. I knew there was something. I knew it. I knew it. I absolutely knew it.
Amazon, man. They're drilling holes in your brain, man. My littlest lost her 8th tooth this week.
Oh.
And she was thrilled because the tooth fairy, actually tonight, will be visiting. It was this morning. God, time flies or doesn't. So tonight, the tooth fairy is visiting. And that's always an exciting thing. You know, any household that has a tooth fairy visiting, even if they're not visiting you, it's really exciting and interesting to hear. And I just wanted to learn a little bit more about the history of the tooth fairy. So I went down a little bit of a wormhole. And I understand that the tooth fairy has now been visiting children in the UK for about 110 years now, about 110, 115 years.
Wow.
But it's based on like there's a whole bunch of tales from across Europe that I think people link to the possible earlier appearance of the Tooth Fairy. And um but the early versions of the Tooth Fairy, uh-oh. Apparently children needed to collect and burn all their teeth or they'd get haunted forever in the afterlife. Um
And that was within the last 110 years in the
well
UK.
that was what starting, I think that was just like a historic thing that
That
maybe just slowly evolved. So I think the Tooth Fairy was
that
once
really
a
does
baddie.
not feel very fairy-like.
No, but look, we all change. We all get a glow up in our life.
Yeah.
What I was really interested to know is, basically, obviously, the Tooth Fairy doesn't only exist in the UK. The Tooth Fairy is an international thing. Where else are children's teeth going to end up? In a lot of Spanish-speaking world, the Tooth Fairy is very different. El ratoncito Perez. The teeth are collected by a fairy called Perez the mouse.
It's a tooth mouse.
And in various other countries, the fairy takes on mouse form and does exactly that task. And essentially, wherever you are in the world, they take your cash, but they are often a different species of creature. And I
Do you
thought,
know what?
isn't that fun and interesting?
No, it's not. They're doing it wrong. It is interesting. I don't wish to
Yes.
sound rude, but it's
Yes, you
not
did.
fun. It's not fun. If you think about it, having a tooth mouse, no matter what country you are in, a mouse is a rodent, okay? And rodents spread disease. If I hear a mouse or a rat in the night, I'm calling in the pest controllers to kill it, to snare it, to poison it, to end its life and rid it from my house so it doesn't chew through insulation and cables. Why would you want that as what children are thinking is going around and rummaging around under their pillows? Why not have the fairy?
But it is a fairy. Like, how
Exactly.
else? It's magic. It just
Yes.
happens to take on, like, don't look at it from such a human-centric viewpoint. Like, they can take on, they're magical. They can take on any form they like. I'm sure, give it enough time in enough countries, there will be like a salamander that does it. I love the Tooth Fairy. I love the Tooth Fairy as a concept, as a story. And I had to have a tooth out not that long ago. And my only regret is I didn't leave that tooth under the pillow.
Oh my God. I had a wisdom tooth out a few years back now, and I never left it under the pillow.
Yeah.
In fact, I don't even know where it is. They didn't give it
You've
to
got
me.
you've got to find that, mate. You've got to find that and stick it under your pillow, and maybe Ratoncito Perez will visit you.
Now, Rocco had a visit from the Tooth Fairy within the last fortnight, and I think it left a quid. What would you say a Tooth Fairy would leave for an adult wisdom tooth?
I reckon a fiver.
I'd say so, yeah.
Yeah. A wisdom teeth, especially. I reckon. I think some kids who get older, I understand the wisdom tooth, the wisdom fairy, leaves £2 for, but I think at least fiver for a wisdom tooth. If it's a whole solid piece of tooth.
Yeah, because the nature of your wisdom tooth and how they get taken out, they might not be whole
The
anymore.
tooth I lost cracked
Yeah.
and it came out in two pieces. It was horrible.
What, £2.50 each?
Yeah, well, I did have both pieces. Yeah, yeah.
Ratoncita Perez.
Yeah. So I give the story of we're a time where we're entering a lot of mythology. There's the whole, there are many iconic magical creatures in our world, in our lives through December.
And we
But the
cherish
Tooth
them.
Fairy, we do. But the Tooth Fairy is here 12 months a year doing hard labor. Almost like they're a mixture of a miner and a bus driver in one.
Mm.
And you've got to respect that. So shout out to the Tooth Fairy. I give you 4 stars.
I can understand that. I'm wondering what has cost the Tooth Fairy the full house.
It's £1. Like, you want to be 5 stars, mate? Inflation. £10, please. 20 for wisdom teeth. And also, can I just apologise? In my old flat I lived in the other side of Hackney about 10 years ago, we had this mouse infestation, and now I'm feeling really guilty about what I might have done. I'm, I'm sorry, Senora Perez. Rich, should we have a quick ad break?
Let's.
What's your favourite ad break then, Rich?
It was good to see Waitrose returning. They're obviously really committed to this podcast.
I am a big fan of Waitrose and every other brand who sponsored us in that break. Rich, do you want to play us out with one final review before we get on, of course, to the Patreon?
Chris, for the first time in my life, I have a loft.
Have you moved house?
No, I haven't.
Have you just built a loft onto your house?
No. To clarify, I've now got a usable loft. I've been in this house for around about 8 years now, but the loft has never been usable. The previous people who lived here left a myriad of shite up there. There was no light. There was minimal boarding. So it was really just, there was an area of the house that was just there, but absolutely no use whatsoever. But this week, the loft people, they probably have a name, but I never found it out.
Yeah, what is the profession?
Lofters.
Lofters, okay.
Yes. The lofters came round and they cleared out all of the crap that was up there. They have put down new insulation. They have put down boarding. And now I have a loft. Now, as a kid, we had a loft at home, but that wasn't my house. It was my parents' house. I used to love having my little train set up there and hiding up there. And I've never had that in adult life myself. And now I do. I have the space where I can set up my Hornby train set. I've got a Hornby train set. I've never been able to put it anywhere.
Yeah.
Now I can set my Hornby train set up there. The other thing that really excites me is a loft ladder. I remember as a kid having a loft ladder, and now as an adult I have a loft ladder. Loft ladder tech has come on. It's a telescopic ladder. Whereas ours used to slide out as kids and you felt like you were going to get your head taken off. This is just like a telescopic go-go gadget ladder. It's amazing. I think I could live in the loft.
You were born to be a man in a loft with a train set. Like, it is so on brand. And I genuinely feel excited for you now. Like,
Thank you.
You've got, okay, it's a busy time of year. You cannot get to January the 1st and not be fully set up like that. Like, own this month, get to January 1st, be the man you've always been born to be.
January the 1st, I will be in the loft running my Hornby Pendolino.
With the cap on.
Well, if I receive a cap for Christmas, then yes.
Genuinely, is it a Pendolino set?
Yeah.
Does it go really quickly and does it like lean?
I've never had the chance to run it because I was so pleased to finally have Hornby in my life. When I looked into setting it up, I didn't have anywhere in the house that was big enough to put a board down, and I didn't want to risk running it on carpet, so I've never run it.
How many meters of track is it?
It was a starter kit, so it does a figure. It does sort of like not a figure of 8 because it doesn't cross over, but it's just a big oval.
Honestly, this is the start of something big for you. I want you to be like that guy with junction boxes, everything.
Oh. I could definitely be that guy. Whether I'll end up married still in 10 years' time, I don't know.
That's why you've got a loft. You don't have to do it in the living room. And Natalie, I'm going to the loft.
The one thing that I would say is at least you'd know where I am.
Yeah.
Where is he? Oh, he's up in the loft. I might not be the person you want to spend time with anymore, but at least you know where I am.
I would love this to happen. I'm just so excited for it. This is the best thing. This could be the best thing that's ever happened to you.
I turn 50 within the next year and a half. And very soon I could be in my 50s and up in the loft with a Hornby train set.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah. I'm not into trains. I don't know what my equivalent is, but I hope I'm not far behind. I really do. Little fun fact. I'm in my loft right now.
Are you really?
Yeah, we converted ours. Hackney small houses.
Wow.
So I'm in my loft. I would show you around, but this is about the only angle I've got where the place is an absolute shit tip.
I mean, that is, for those who are watching on YouTube right now, the spare bedroom that I normally do the show from is an absolute shit tip. Because there's stuff that now needs to have new homes back up in the loft. I didn't realise that. So what's it like warmth-wise in there? Because that's the one thing I have noticed up in the loft. Obviously, you got insulation up there, but the loft is on top of the insulation. So ain't that warm?
It's the warmest floor in the house.
Is it really?
Yeah, they must have done a good job when they did the ceiling. Is that what the bit at the top's called? Roof?
What, roof? Yeah, roof.
What's the bit between the roof and the ceiling called?
Well, there isn't a bit. It goes ceiling then roof.
But the bit in between where they insulate it, that's what
membrane.
They must have done a good job on. I have an excellent membrane. I'm just going to say two more things now. I don't know. It's your turn to review, actually. I've only got one more thing to say. You can give it a review.
Well, I don't think you'll have anything to say after what I say next, because for the first time in the history of Mildly Informed, I am giving a hat trick of 5-star reviews. It's a 5-star review for Lofts. It's a 5-star review for Ring Doorbell and the Dickensian Times. You won't find any better. 5-star for Dickens. 15 stars have been issued by me. Stick that in your graphics if you're watching on our YouTube channel. If you've got any comments for this record-breaking episode of Mildly Informed, you can email us, mildlyinformedpod@gmail.com. You can find us on the socials at Producer Chris, at Richie Firth, or become a Patreon and find out what Chris is about to tell us to our loyal friends.
Patreon.
Did you have one more thing to say?
I just said it.
Bye-bye, people who don't pay.